In today's episode of Sailing Talia, we wake up into the night because the boat is dragging.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've just woken up because I just noticed that we're getting a bit close to one of the boats that was anchored next to it. Not really sure what to do.
We get some useful tips from our friends sailing Fortuna.
And as you see, we did not even move an inch.
And we keep enjoying life at Anchorage.
I'm surprised you didn't see.
Hi, I'm Laure. And this is Luke. After years of the city life, we decided to take the path less traveled and live upon the waves. So we did it. We bought a tiny floating home, Talia.
Join us as we discover the Med, push our limits and learn how to sail in the process. That's right, we're only just getting started. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow us as we transition to life on the sea.
So we just saw a paddleboard adrift, and Luke is going to just pick it up in case the owner just wants it back. The only thing is that we don't have the outboard on the dinghy yet, so that's a bit of a workout. No, I guess he's looking for the owner. Does that mean a new paddleboard for us?
Could do.
First time we are wearing the jacket because the weather is not so good today. It's a bit cloudy and windy.
The moment that the sun hides behind the clouds, it actually gets a bit chilly with the wind, so yeah, we're first time in the jackets.
So Luke and I, we try to stay warm. We decided not to stay in Cala d'Ort and go to another cala, which is Cala Valleda. Something like that, but the place is really small and a bit packed, so we're not gonna anchor there. We're gonna go to another anchorage, which is Cala. I honestly can't remember. I'll add the name just here. Anyway, let's Carida. No, it's not that. Anyway, let's see how it goes.
The island of Ibiza is full of different sized bays known locally as calas, meaning we were spoilt for choice when it came to anchorages. We were told that one of the few advantages of the COVID crisis meant that there was less traffic in these bays than usual.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've just woken up because of some swell and woken Laure up as well because I just noticed that we're getting a bit close to one of the boats that was anchored next to us here in the anchorage. Not really sure what to do, whether we're just moving because of the length of chain that we've put out or if we're actually dragging. It's pretty cool, so we've put on a few layers and we're just going to keep an eye on it for the moment, and if it does get any closer then we'll have to lift the anchor and shift somewhere else. Not super fond of the idea of lifting the anchor in the middle of the night or in the dark, so let's see what happens.
So it's been, I would say, an hour and a half or 2 hours now that we are awake. And now the sun is rising, so that's good because now we can clearly see if the boat is dragging or not. So behind me is the other boat that we thought might be at risk, or at least we thought that we could have a collision with it. But it looks like
our boat is quite stable and like the anchor is still at the same place. My opinion is that it's that boat who's moving, not ours. Anyway, we've been watching the other boat since we are awake, and that's what we're gonna keep doing. You know, we're not gonna move the boat until the sun is really up, because we don't want to anchor in some seaweeds or on rocks. So let's keep watching that.
There's no doubt about it, life on anchor is very different from life in a marina. It takes some getting used to not only the movement, but also putting so much faith in your ground tackle. There's no point having the best anchor in the world if you're not going to use it correctly. Fortunately, our buddies from SV Fortuna were there to give us some tips. Ibiza's sapphire-coloured waters are the ideal training ground for anchoring. With perfect visibility for more than 10 meters of depth, we could see the anchor setting in the sand without even having to dive on it. Pay out 3 times your depth in chain, ensuring the boat is moving astern from the wind or a little burst from the engine every now and then. This ensures that the chain doesn't pile on the anchor. Let the wind or breeze position your boat correctly. Put the boat slightly into astern, around 1,000 revs per minute, until the anchor digs into the seabed. Once this happens, the boat should stop moving backwards. This means your anchor is set. While this is happening, Laure has a foot on the chain to feel for any jumping and points with her arm the direction of the chain. This way I can see how much tension the chain is under from back at the helm. To help put our mind at ease, I always up the revs in intervals of around 500 RPM for 5 seconds, to a maximum of 2000 RPM. This ensures the anchor is well and truly set. We then pay out another 1 or 2 times the depth depending on the forecasted weather conditions. In light winds, it's often the weight of the chain that keeps us in position rather than the anchor itself. The clear waters and calm seas made it ideal to clean the hull.
We're loving the new energy setup on board. So we've got 330 amp hours on our house batteries and another 110 amp hours on the starter battery for the engine. Powered by the 2 150 watt solar panels, we've always got more than 95% of our batteries full. So today, perfect example. It's a beautiful sunny day, so figured perfect day to get things charging and test out the solar and the batteries. On board we try and have as many rechargeable lights and rechargeable bits and pieces rather than putting drain on the onboard energy each night with the house lights. So we've got 2 portable little lights here, and obviously I've got charging the GoPro, my phone as well. But as you can see, if we look around, there's another rechargeable light there. Another rechargeable light here. So during the evening we don't actually really use the house lights at all. We use our rechargeable lights. That way there's no drain on the batteries while there's no solar charging them. And it's better for the environment and better for us. So we can see here on the Victron battery monitor that we've got about 30 watts being drawn at the moment from the charging of those 4 devices I just showed you, and that's also powering the fridge as well. If we're talking 30 watts an hour just to charge these things, we've got more or less 300 watts of energy being drawn from the sun on the solar panels. We are perfectly fine. As we scroll through the battery monitors, we can see that there's almost 14 volts going to the auxiliary battery, which is our engine's battery. There's 2.5 amps being drawn, 36, 37, almost 40 watts being drawn. The batteries are 100% full because the solar is topping up the batteries as soon as we're drawing any energy from it. and the number of hours left until they die is infinite because there's sun on the panels.
So I'm waiting for my banana bread to be ready because we had a lot of ripe bananas and I didn't know what to do, so I've decided let's do a banana bread, which is quite usual when you have a lot of bananas and you don't know what to do with it. Anyway, it's almost ready, and meanwhile I just wanted to show you something that I realized this morning. So as you know, 3 days ago we were in Cala Sardinera and we tried to moor in an anchor, and I was responsible for getting the buoy. I missed it a couple of times. I also lost the hook twice and I had to dive to just get it back on board. So today I realized that it was actually a traumatized experience because I have a couple of bruises on my body, like right here, like I have some of them on my arms, and then it's not very visible, but I have one here and one here as well. And apparently Luke told me I have one bruise in my back. So I don't know, I tried to get that buoy, but man, it was difficult and it was moving, a lot of swell, and I didn't have the strength at that time. I remember at the end of that experience, I couldn't even walk. I mean, my legs were shaking. Anyway, this is all past, and now we are in a very nice anchorage here in Ibiza, and I'm glad that I didn't have to get the hook and just fish the buoy. So my banana bread is ready. I'll show you guys how it looks like. Moments of truth. Let's see. Oh, it's really hot actually, and I'm so scared to get there. Ooh, look at that! I'm feeling it's a bit burnt though. Let's see. So first time I tried the oven, and first time I burned something, especially dessert. No, but basically just this side is a bit burned, and especially on the bottom. Anyway, we'll eat it, I'm sure.
After almost a week in the anchorage, we're heading to the marina in Ibiza to sit out a storm that's coming. It's probably important that we're close to a chandlery that can sell us some Seeker Flex for the next storm. You would have seen what happened the last time around, so let's see what happens. But as part of the process of going from anchorage to marina, we now have to remove the engine from the dinghy and put it on the back of the boat, and likewise we need to put the dinghy on the bow of the boat. So this is the first time we've done this. Let's cross fingers and hope that we don't lose the engine in the bottom of the sea. First things first is the security line, so simple bowline knot does the trick. I'm a nervous knotter when I know I've got an audience. There we are. Can you attach that one? Probably the best place is at the bottom of the push pit. A good strong bowline knot. So you'll need to bring me in, so I'm in a position where I can hand it up to you, okay?
Yeah, but if I have to take it and have my feet on that, it won't be possible.
No, I know, so you'll need to find a way. I can't do two things. I can't do more than lift the engine to you.
I got it.
Put it down, put it down, put it down. There you go. Okay. Lift it towards you. Oh, yeah. Good job. All right, the hard part is done. You need to go down there to the transom now. It's heavy because it's full of petrol to help position it. That's very good, actually. That was very good help. Let me just push it into position. That looks good. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Well done.
Okay.
Good enough to start with.
And this is how you place the outboard back at the stern of the boat.
On the push pit.
And the push pin. So we just left Calatarida and we have 1 hour sail to go to the port, the marina of Sant Antoni. We want to go there because we will be protected from the bad weather that will happen in the next couple of days. Here we are sailing with our friends just next to us, just right here, Greta and Michael. It's quite nice actually to sail together. It's we have a bit of company like that.
After almost a week at anchor, I have to admit, we were quietly content to be heading back to a marina. While life off-grid is beautiful, we've been very conscious of every movement and sound the boat makes while we're floating around in a quiet bay each night. With only a few hours sleep, our nerves were getting to their ends. We're still building our confidence in not just our ground tackle, but also our own technique. If you've been watching this shaking your head at our technique, please get in touch. The cornerstone of this journey is to learn and grow. We feel lucky to have met so many great people already who have generously shared their experiences and insights with us. The sense of community between boat lifers is like nothing I've seen before. There's something really heartwarming about the willingness of everyone we meet to help out and share their experiences. If you like what you see, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It costs nothing and you'll be sure not to miss a step of this adventure.